Curving space usually comes with rules. Castor and Sara break most of them, accidentally. Across generations, misplaced destinies, and one artifact with opinions, the past starts poking the present to see what happens. Turns out, it has a sense of humor. This is Curvature Key.
The Four Corners bar was quiet for once, the low amber glow of its neon signs smudging shadows across the wood-paneled walls. Normally, the place buzzed with people. Tonight, though, the back corner booths hummed softly, not with conversation, but with the faint warble of some ball game on TV. Castor adjusted his jacket nervously, scanning the engravings in the floorboards.
Those markings look like the ones on the book. So this is where you borrow library books?
He asked, voice laced with disbelief. Sara shot him a look.
Not books, Castor. Records. Archives. Whole genealogical webs.
Her tone was brisk, but her fingers tapped restlessly against her thigh. She was uneasy, and Castor could tell. She stepped toward one of the sigil-marked floors and activated the slate-blue glyphs with a practiced gesture, laying her forearm on the sigils. The air above shimmered, the scent of ozone curling like smoke. Castor moved closer out of self-preservation. She muttered something in Zorathian, and a face shimmered into being. Sharp features, silver markings at the temples, and the cascade of braided silver blonde hair.
Drimus mech, it's good to see you again.
The image brightened, then rolled its eyes.
Oh no, Sara, don't you dare. This better be a social call. Don't you even dare.
Drew, please. I need access to my family lineage archives, all the way back to the Arkship era.
Oh really? So you want me executed, Sudsy? You want me disintegrated into particulate dust because you decided to sneak around classified council records?
Castor looked at Sara, brow furrowed.
Did she just call you Sudsy?
Sara waved a hand at Castor.
Please, Drew. This is important.
Drimus pursed her lips dramatically, then tilted her head with mock severity.
Well, okay, since it's you. But it'll cost, even you.
Cost what?
The hollow shifted as Drimus leaned closer, squinting. Her eyes widened, and a grin spread across her face.
Oh, stars. Who is that adorable male thing beside you? Is he your Earth boyfriend? Sirud Osk will be so jealous.
Excuse me?
Sara groaned, dragging her hand over her face.
Please don't mention that name. Castor is not exactly my boyfriend. It's complicated.
Helping her with an artifact problem.
Castor offered, though his ears had flushed red. Drimus smirked.
Well, yes. Hello, Mr. Castor. Helping with an artifact? I'll bet you are.
She leaned away from the screen and looked back at Sara.
Well, Sara, sweetie, if you want me to dig around in restricted archives for you, then payment will be required.
Excuse me? Did you say I look like a bat?
She meant bet, Castor. She's still training in Earth linguistics. What kind of payment, Drew?
Why, a date with Mr. Earthboy Castor should do it.
Mr. Earthboy? What, now?
Drimus!
What? I say fair trade. Data for a date. Those Earth words have almost the same archaic letters in them.
She waggled her eyebrows at Castor.
You don't even have to bring silwogs, just stand there and look awkward. You're very good at that already, and look so adorable doing it.
Sara reached over and closed Castor's open mouth, muttered something in Zorathian that Castor couldn't understand, but was pretty sure wasn't flattering, when Drimus sat straight up in her chair. Still, he caught the tension beneath her irritation, the need, the desperation. Whatever answers she was chasing in those archives mattered more than pride. Finally, Sara exhaled sharply.
Fine. One date. But you bring me what I ask for. Everything you can find on the Sudis line.
You've got yourself a deal. But Sara, if High Council traces this to me, I'll deny everything. And you'd better make sure whatever you're digging for is worth the risk.
The portal flickered and cut out, leaving the bar in its dim, amber silence again.
Sara?
Yes, Castor.
What's a silwag?
You mean silwag, and they're kind of like flowers.
Oh, so I just got bartered like a cow at auction.
You don't even know half of it.
The chamber's walls shimmered with muted light, a deliberate design that minimized distractions and focused attention inward. Reese Meck stood before the two seated figures, her hands folded tightly behind her back to conceal their tremor. Telis Bar regarded her with that half-smile that always seemed to weigh and measure. Elder strategist Vas Ethean leaned forward with his long fingers pressed against his chin, eyes sharp beneath the silver arc of his brow ridges.
I believe you were correct, Telis. Sara has begun to ask questions about her lineage. She pressed me once before, but now it seems inevitable that she will demand answers. I sought your guidance on what to do.
Telis Bar's smile deepened, faintly indulgent.
What to do? Nothing yet. She has not been recalled to Oryx Station. Until she is within our reach, the matter is academic. Let her curiosity grow. It will serve to tether her closer. And when the time is right, the truth will be yours to reveal. Or not. It is, after all, your prerogative.
You believe delay is wise?
I believe that knowledge given too early may bind a young mind in ways we cannot control. Let her wonder. Let her hunger. And when she is here, safe, you may decide how much of her bloodline she must know.
The logic was sound, and yet something about it prickled against Reese's instincts. Still, she bowed her head.
I will consider it carefully.
Do so, dear Reese. We each serve her future best by guarding her present. Until next council.
She inclined her head, then swept from the chamber, leaving the soft echo of her footfalls behind.
You trust her counsel too easily.
Vas Ethean exhaled slowly through his nose. His tone was not harsh, but it carried weight enough to still the air.
Telis Bar is clever, yes, but cleverness is not loyalty. I have watched her maneuvers these last cycles, and I question what she seeks. It is not always aligned with what you seek.
You suspect her?
I do not claim proof, but I have lived long enough to know when a current moves beneath still waters. Guard what you share with her, Reesmack, for Sara's sake, if not your own.
I will heed your counsel, honored strategist.
See that you do. The girl's future is delicate, and there are hands, unseen, waiting, that would shape it for their own ends.
The walk back to Sara's apartment was quiet for all of 30 seconds. Then Castor broke it.
So, let's talk about Drimus. That's a name. Sounds like a vitamin supplement. Now with extra Drimus for bone strength. Who is she exactly? Buddy? Mentor? Someone I should be leery of? Or just afraid she'll grade me on proper table manners?
He gave Sara a sideways glance, hands shoved deep into his jacket pockets. Sara kept her eyes forward, stride steady.
She's complicated, but she is a friend.
She's complicated. I'm complicated. That's not an answer. You can't just drop a name like that into conversation and expect me to file it under mysterious alien things and move on. What exactly do normal Zorathians even do on dates? Is it dinner, a movie, then a couple rounds arm wrestling Kren in a candlelit alcove?
Castor!
I'm just saying, I don't know this Drimus, but she sure sounded like she wanted to get to know me. Yep, I should know what I'm up against. Like, does she cook? Is she a strong listener? Does she…
Castor!
Her voice cut across him like a blade. He stopped mid-step.
Just shut up.
The words weren't harsh in volume, but in weight. They landed between them with finality, reverberating into silence. For a moment, the street around them felt as if it had pulled back, leaving only her and Castor standing in the dim wash of a street lamp.
Oh, so they're quiet dates?
I don't even know who I am, Castor. Who my ancestors even were. I don't need more questions I can't answer. Not right now. She's obsessed with Earth cultures. She'll probably ask you about everything you've ever done in your entire life.
Castor's chest tightened. The humor drained from him, replaced with something softer, steadier.
Okay.
Okay. And then she'll probably ask why.
Why what?
Why you did everything that you did.
They finished the walk without another word. When they arrived, Sara unlocked the door and started to step in when Castor stopped her. He slipped past her into the apartment, his movements deliberate. He crossed to the low table, set down his backpack, and removed the artifact. It glowed faintly in the half-light, like an ember refusing to die. He lifted it carefully, turned, and held it out towards Sara.
Then maybe it's time we stop dancing around it. If you want answers, we'll get them together.
Sara's eyes flicked from him to the book, hesitation shadowing her features. But slowly, she placed one hand over his on the book, and with the other grasped the opposite side. The sigils stirred, glowing faintly under her touch, as though they recognized her. Castor inhaled and spoke aloud, his words carrying a strange authority he hadn't planned, but couldn't stop.
Book, if you want me to trust you, if you really want us to work together, then I need something from you. Prove I'm not just along for the ride. Show us what you know about Sara's lineage.
The artifact shuddered, its light deepening to molten glow. The walls of the apartment blurred, stretching, warping, as though reality itself was exhaling. A low hum rose, vibrating through their bones. Sara's grip tightened around Castor's fingers, her lips parting in a silent question. And then, the apartment vanished. They were gone. The room stood empty, still as a tomb, the energy from the portal activation ebbing slowly away. A flash of light blinded them as the book spat them out at the destination. Castor staggered to his feet first, hand gripping the cracked leather cover as though it were the only solid thing in the universe. His ears rang with the echo of his own heartbeat. Then his vision cleared, and he realized where they were. The same courtyard, the same carved stone pillars streaked with age and lichen. Sara froze beside him, her lips parting in recognition.
This is the same place from the first trip. The place that started everything.
The air shimmered with heat, though Castor felt no warmth. It was memory, not reality, yet every detail carried the sharpness of truth. Ahead, Two Zorathians draped in ceremonial robes stitched with silver helix patterns spoke in hushed tones to two strangers cloaked in black.
That's one of them. My ancestor.
Castor followed her gaze. The woman bore Sara's cheekbones, her tilt of chin. Silver hair instead of Sara's purple, but the resemblance was unmistakable. The stranger's words drifted across the courtyard.
Our people grow complacent, blind to the danger in Andromeda's shadows. The Kren are relentless and will not stop.
Sara's lookalike held up a hand.
Yes, Pazdaldel. We have seen the reports, the same as you. It is why we have readied the Ark ships to not only spread the Zorathian people, but provide allies in the inevitable war with the Kren.
Yes, Sara Sudis, but you and I both know that answer isn't going to stop the Kren. No matter the Empire's strength, if the Kren ever learn what helix crystals do in our DNA, they won't stop until they own the stars. Would you be so selfish as to doom all the other races in all the other galaxies just to preserve Zora?
He lifted his hands into the air and looked straight up into the sky.
You know, Salon, that we must have true believers on all 5 of those Ark ships. After they are destroyed, then we will have enough political firepower to overcome the Council.
The man next to Salon finally spoke. A covenant, then, between those who still see clearly. Sara shook her head, trembling.
No. No, this can't be.
The 4 figures stepped closer, their voices overlapping, resonant with grim conviction.
Let us bind this pact, not for power, not for glory, but for necessity, for universal survival.
One of the strangers extended a hand. The second stranger joined, then the man next to Salon. A tableau of unity, forged in shadow. Then Salon hesitated and placed her hand atop theirs.
Let us make a covenant.
The voice of the male next to Salon followed, steady and sharp as a blade. A covenant to the oblivion of the Zorathian Empire.
No!
The courtyard wavered, the air bending like glass about to shatter. All 4 turned as one, their faces lifting toward Sara and Castor. Their eyes glowed, not with recognition, but with accusation, as if intruders had trespassed across time itself. They ran forward, 5 yards, 10 yards. Then Sara Sudis stopped, her jaw dropping as she focused on Sara.
Who are...
You betrayed us!
Sara!
Castor's hand clamped on her arm. The book quivered in his grip, the pages rippling though no wind stirred. He didn't wait, he didn't think, he demanded.
Get us out!
The book obeyed. Light erupted from it and swallowed them whole. The courtyard shattered into silence. Somewhere else, in a room thick with soft light, Drimus lay sprawled across her bunk, legs kicked up, datapad hovering above her in a lazy suspension field. She scrolled without reading, her mind elsewhere. Her mind on him. On Earthboy Castor Ames, the anomaly who had somehow survived encounters with both Vrashek and the book. She smirked to herself, the corner of her lips curling. What was that slang saying in her outer galaxy studies?
Once you go Milky Way, you won't go back, they say. Loses something in translation, but oh, Castor, how adorable you are. I believe I'd like to find out.
She shook her head as she caught herself.
I mean, find out.
Her pulse quickened despite herself. The thought of his rough human accent, his stubborn refusal to be cowed, lingered like the aftertaste of a forbidden spice. But fantasy was only half of it. Drimus was no fool. The Sudis family line was a weight she carried like chains wrapped in silk. Reputation, expectation, and the shadow of old betrayals. She flicked the datapad, layers of access seals falling away with each practiced gesture. Archives bloomed before her, Sudis genealogies spanning millennia. Scientists, leaders, setters of policy. The Sudis family was no joke in the approved histories. Her friend Sara came from a powerful gene pool. She drilled deeper, past the sanctioned entries, past the family's polished histories, into records not meant to be touched. Her breath hitched. There it was. 2 names, 2 Sudis ancestors, separated by centuries, marked with the same heretical emblem. Oblivion Covenant convert. Her hands trembled.
So that was it. That was why Sara had been shoved into exile, disguised as placement on a backwater planet.
The stain of betrayal lingered in the bloodline. Drimus's lips pressed thin.
I hope I can tell her. This will devastate her.
The datapad's glow reflected in her eyes, painting them cold and sharp. She pushed further into the archives, hungry now, searching for patterns. A small ripple of static flickered across her screen. Not from her, not from the archives, but from something, or someone, watching. She didn't know, despite her skill, but she wasn't alone in the archives.
Whatever the book is doing to Castor, it's no longer subtle. Sara knows it, the artifact looks it, and somewhere deep in the archives, someone else might know it too. And just who are the Oblivion Covenant? The real question tonight isn't just what Drimus has found, or even who Sara is. It's who is watching Drimus in the archives, and why they haven't stepped into the light. If you're enjoying the ride, help us out. Like, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you listen to podcasts. It really does help more curious minds find their way here. Until next time, keep your eye on the curve.